Hello, my name's Mike and welcome to this video, which is part 3 of our P&O pre-cruise series to the fjords, the Norwegian fjords. We have already looked at booking in part 1, in part 2 we covered drinks, and in this Part 3, we are going to be looking at the excursions that P&O offer you if you are travelling to the Norwegian fjords. We will be looking at excursions in Halden, Stavanger, Alesund and Haugesund. So if you're going to those destinations, this will give you an idea of what to expect. Why do I do these excursion videos? Well, often they are not available until you have either booked your cruise. And if you're like me that likes to plan, before we cruise somewhere, I like to see what the possibility of things to do in those places. So I do this video for people that sort of are interested to see what they can do if they actually did a cruise to Norway. So without any ado, I might split this into two parts, mainly because there are quite a lot of excursions. I think we've got about 80 in total, between 70 and 80. So it will be a very long video if I do it all in one. But I'll see how quick I can talk and we'll take it from there. So without any ado, let's get started. So here we are, the first stop, Stavanger. As you can see, it is ticked on here. If you've already got something planned for Stavanger, then you can click on any of these and it will take you straight to the one you're looking for. But we are going to start with Stavanger, the gateway to Norway's spectacular scenic fjordland. It's also a town with rich heritage and regarded as the cradle of the Vikings. Very interesting. So again, when you click on these pages, you have the heading with the options to narrow the searches down. For Stavanger, you can see we have 21 results. If we wanted to narrow it down just for Stavanger, we can change to low, for example, and we get 4 results. If you think, I can do moderate as well, we then go to 15 results. So that is another way just on the individual ports for you to narrow your options down. So let's look at the experiences. First one is sold out. And I would say that this likely sells out probably on most of the cruises because cycling is really popular, especially those electric bikes. So if you do want to do cycling, I suggest you book this one very soon, very early, well before your cruise. If you click at the bottom, you can see details. Let's have a look what's on the details. And it tells you a lot more about that excursion. It gives you the length, 4 hours, the activity level, and it tells you a lot more here, that it's guided, it's by bike and on foot, and you get an active and take in, get active and take in a blend of sites in the city and the country. What I will do, I haven't got time to read every one of these information. I will flick through each one quickly so that you can pause it and read it at your own leisure. So let's come back out of there, and number 2 is Pulpit Rock. I want to go slow. There we go. And if we scroll slowly down there, it's £123.30. You can see the stars, which are previous customers' experience. Next, we have Leishford Cruise and Pulpit Rock, £104.40. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's a 3-hour excursion. Oh, you get a boat cruise on that. Oh, for those football fans out there, let's have a look at the details of this one. Footsteps of Haaland and Burn FK Stadium. 3.5 hour duration. Moderate activity level. Fjordside Charm. £74.70 for adults. £36.90 for children. 4-hour duration. Stavanger, from Vikings to oil. You can see on this first section, it does tell you what the onboard price would be if you don't book pre-cruise. So have a look at the information on that one. 3-hour duration, includes local guide, and you visit a Viking house. Shopping. We all love a bit of shopping. I'm not sure it's a thing I'd want to do in when you're in Norway, though. Guess you might still get a bargain. Hop on a comfy coach and enjoy a few relaxing hours shopping at your own pace in the Norwegian outlet. Okay, that's the information on that one. Snap Stavanger. I presume this is for you photographers out there. The opportunity to get some really good pictures. Yeah, it looks like you're going to get a number of photo stops. Stavanger Foodie, one for the foodies. Ooh, additional 10% off this one. £84.60 currently. A charming city that's a dream for food lovers. And, oh, chocolate. I'm trying to keep off the chocolate. Let's have a look at that one. £54.90. And I think it's a chance to make your own chocolate. I presume you can make the trolls. Let's scroll down there so you can stop it if you want to. Lysford and Pulpit Rock by Veteranship. Oh, I would imagine that would be quite special. Some wonderful views. And I've seen that Pulpit Rock. I'd quite like to. I'd love to have done the hike to Pulpit Rock, but I don't think, although I've just recently done the Wrekin in Shropshire, I don't think I'm going to make it to the top to get to Pulpit Rock. So yeah, I think it's quite. Oh, it does say, oh, moderate. This isn't the hike, this is the boat trip, so you'll be all right. I'd be all right on this one. Beer tasting, Old Town and beer tasting. £84.60. I think I'd probably do this on my own back. Surely it's not hard to walk into town and go to a few pubs. Are they called pubs in Norway? I don't know. I suppose on top of that, you are getting tales and legends, so sounds quite interesting. I suppose that's the benefit of having a guide, is you learn so much more. One more page. I have to scroll back to the top, and you can see we have hike to Manifeston Waterfall. I would imagine. Oh no, I don't want to book it. Click the wrong one. Oh, should we have a look at that? Oh. There we go. We'll get this out of the way. Oh, it's only available at 9:30. I presume if there's other options, you've then got the names of your guests and you can just book. That's simple. We were booking on details, weren't we? There we go, 4.5 hours and high activity level. It looks absolutely spectacular. Dave and I love waterfalls. We love trying to visit waterfalls wherever we are. I will have to look into this one a bit more, but I think we've already decided what we're doing at each of the ports. Finish down there. And we've then got Stavanger highlights and Viking voyages. Discover the stunning sights, beautiful scenery and fascinating Viking heritage of the enchanting city of Stavanger. I think I'd love to go and learn a bit more about the Vikings, so I might be on this one as well. 3-hour duration, and there you go. It gives you at a glance itinerary and what's included. Stavanger by Segway. £98.10. I did a Segway many years ago. It was fabulous fun and it wasn't too difficult to master. As long as you've got reasonable balance, you should be all right, although it is classed as high activity, which surprises me a little bit. And it's only an hour and a half in duration, but I presume that will take you to some sites. Let's have a look. Yeah, Segway ride, safety equipment, photo opportunities, and a guide. That would be quite good fun if you've never done Segway before. We have a wheelchair accessible one here. So, oh, sold out. So again, a bit of a warning for people with wheelchairs that you probably need to book these excursions ASAP as soon as you can. Sold out. I'll go through it because hopefully on your cruise it won't have sold out. Then we come to Stavanger Stroll and Coffee. We all love a nice coffee. Isn't that street beautiful? I can't wait to walk up there and get some video and some pictures. So £52.20, £26.10 for children. And there's the information for you, 2.5 hours. And again, this has got a high level activity. I presume you're doing quite a lot of walking and probably uphill. Paddleboarding, that's a different one. £93.60. There is a minimum age limit on this, you can see there. We'll have a look if we can find where that information is. A unique experience that brings you up close and personal with Mother Nature. And I'd get even closer because I'd be off that board more than I'd be on it. 4.5 hours, high activity, and I can't see, unless it's in this write-up, I can't see where the age limit is listed. Anybody else see it? No, I can't see it listed there, which I'm quite surprised about. So make sure if you are doing this one that you do check what the minimum age limit is. And not too many more, 3 more on this one. Leisurely Stavanger with a coffee break. I'll scroll quickly down these last 3 now so you can pause them to read them. We've got Experience the Iron Age. Fascinating fun and interactive insight into the past. Very good if you like a bit of history. And finally we've got the hop on, hop off 24-hour ticket Stavanger bus tour. Shame that they don't do a smaller number of hours because I don't think many cruises are there for 24 hours. So that's coming soon. That's not available for us to book yet at all. We'll click on the details, see if there's anything in there. And yeah, 8-hour duration. I don't think you'll be on the bus for 8 hours. I presume obviously you can get off as many times you like and back on again. It's got 12 stops around Stavanger, and I would imagine that will take you to all those sites and interesting things you need to see. So I believe that's the end of Stavanger. So we'll close this section and we'll move on to Alesund. So we've now clicked on Alesund, which we're on the 13th of May. And again, as you scroll down, it gives you a bit of information about Alesund. It was, interestingly, completely destroyed by fire in 1904. I'm fascinated by that, so I'm definitely going to be looking up some more info on that before we go. And apparently it looks quite different to a lot of other Norwegian towns along the country's west coast, which is now better known simply as Fjordland. So some interesting information there. I'll let you pause it if you want to read the rest. How many times am I going to say that? There's the headers, which you've seen on the other pages. 16 results for Alesund. And again, if you narrow it down, say for low, it brings us back 5. But we won't do that now. And let's get cracking with the first one. If I struggled with other names, this one is going to totally get me. I will have a go at saying it. Norwegian Fjord cruise. How much would you give me out of 10? I'm going to be horrified when I find out the correct pronunciation for that. But have a go yourself. It's a difficult one. So let's click on the details. And, oh, how scenic does that look? I wonder if there'll be snow on mountains still in May. I think there is a possibility there may just be right on the summits. But I hope there is. 3-hour duration, low activity, and you get a panoramic cruise, refreshments, and photo opportunities. Stand-up paddleboarding again. So if you miss it in Stavanger, you can do it here. That looks fun. There we go. There's all the information you need. Sailing to Arctic history. Let's have a look. That sounds interesting. Enjoy a fascinating glimpse into the world of Arctic exploration on the decks of the historic MS Polar Star. That looks a really good experience. 4 hours, local guide, cruise on MS Polar Star. You visit the Polar Museum, refreshments and photo opportunities. That sounds really, really good. Might look at that one again myself later. We have Alesund through the lens. I have to say this is one that we were definitely, I think, considering doing, but doing it on our own 2 legs. I don't think it's far from the boat. And so I think we're just going to do this on the day because the views do look stunning and it'll give us a chance to have a good look around the town and then go and see the views from that viewpoint. Scroll down slowly. There you go. So with that, you get the guide, and of course, that's what you're paying for, really, I think, on these excursions, is the guide and the mountains of information. That's good, isn't it? Norway, mountains of information you will get from them. Mount Axler Views and City Walk. Let's have a look at the details on that one. Again, this is a bestseller, so this may well sell out before the cruise. So probably one to consider doing early. One of the cheaper options, £49.50, 2.5 hours. And it's, again, you go to the viewpoint, tea, coffee and photo opportunities. Cable car, that looks good. Let's click on that. Oh, this is an expensive one. Get ready for jaw-dropping scenery on the Romsdalen gondola and famous golden train. Well, it does sound absolutely spectacular. It's an 8-hour trip, so it's a long trip, but it is quite pricey at £227.70 for adults and £113.40 for children. Let's quickly see what you get for that money. You get your local guide, you ride on the golden train and the cable car, 2-course lunch, scenic views and photo opportunities. I wonder, it's a shame there's not more photos to have a look at. Sometimes you get the arrow where you can click, because I'd love to see what the golden train looks like. Coming down, we've got the Alesund Heritage Walk and details on there. We'll scroll quickly through this. I have to say, Alesund looks a very pretty town. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it. There we go. Oh, fancy a sea park on your own? So it looks like you're just paying for the ticket for here. Find out what's lurking in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean without getting wet. Sounds good to me. So you get the coach, but then obviously everything else is on your own. I presume, yes, you've got the entrance as well. So you get coach to the park and you also get your entrance. Sorry, did I move that a bit quick? Let's leave that there just for a second and go on to Alesund on your own for the freedom to discover this charming town at your own pace. Why are you paying? I don't understand. 6 hours, but I presume that's a good amount of time that you've got off the boat anyway. Independent exploration. Oh, voucher for a tea and cinnamon bun and entry into the Art Nouveau Centre. Well, to me, £31 sounds quite a lot for a bun and coffee and entrance into the Art Nouveau Centre, unless it is somewhere that you really, really wouldn't miss. Otherwise, we're going walking around Alesund and I'm not paying you £31. I might well I'll still have the bun and a coffee somewhere, but we'll choose where when we get there. And moving down, accessible, leisurely Alesund, £236.70. That is quite a lot of money. Only a 4-star as well, which is quite low. Now, interestingly, like the last one we saw was sold out for wheelchair users, this one is also getting low. Only 3 places available. It's a 2-hour excursion. Soak up the chocolate box scenery and Art Nouveau architecture that lines the streets of Alesund. Local guide, panoramic guided tour and photo opportunities. I appreciate that wheelchair users don't get much option, but I have to say that seems really pricey. If there's any wheelchair users out there, let me know what you think of that price and whether you've done it and whether it's worth it. Island Discovery, £76.50. Hear stories of the Vikings. So I think for all you people fascinated by Vikings, I love the TV series, then this might definitely be one for you. Let's see what's included. It's 4-hour, a local guide, panoramic guided tour, optional climb to the top of the lighthouse, refreshments and photo opportunities. Kayak adventure. Again, for those a bit more adventurous. 3 hours, high activity level, and there's the information for you. Canals and waterways of Alesund. Am I saying Alesund right? Because I seem to change the way I say it every time I say it. So I think that's hoping I'll be right at least once. And if we go on page 2, nearly done for these, we have hiking Sugarlump Mountain. What a brilliant name, Sugarlump Mountain. I like that. Click on there. Look at that scenery. Oh, I've wanted to do Norway and the fjords for so long. I just cannot wait. One off my bucket list. £55.80. Stretch your legs and earn the spectacular views of this mountain hike in the Norwegian wilds. So it's a hike. It's up a mountain. It's high activity level. 3 hours. You get a hiking specialist guide. 2.5 hours walking, but lots of photo opportunities, I imagine. They've also got the op-off bus, which is coming soon. Quick view of the details there. Explore the sights and highlights of Alesund. There we go. You get the 1-day ticket and you get 8 stops. The leisurely highlights of Alesund. Experience the history, culture and beauty of Alesund on this leisurely journey. Only got a 4-star rating. 4-star is below average of a lot of them on here. And there we go, there's those information for you. So I think that brings us, oh no, there's one more. Oh, do you fancy a climbing adventure? I haven't done any climbing since I was about 17. And I remember how hard it was then. So I don't think I will be looking at this one at all. Details. And we have... It looks good for those of you that are active. 2 hours duration. And it's a guided climb, full safety, briefing, panoramic views, and you get some free time while you're on it. So there we go, that looks good fun. And that brings us to the end of Alesund. So I think I will end part 1 here. Part 2 of the excursions will feature Olden and Haugesund. And I think that will break each video probably down to about 25-30 minutes. So thanks for watching this first part. If you're more interested in those other ports, then the other part will follow soon. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you are interested in seeing more about P&O, there will be many more videos to come, not only of the cruise itself and our experiences in each of these ports, but we will also be doing lots of pre-cruise videos about how to get through particularly my P&O Cruises pages. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, also hitting the like button and the bell for notifications of forthcoming videos. It helps our channel a great deal and really helps push our content out to more people. If you are going to Norway and you're interested in one of these excursions, then please come back and let us know in the comments of what you're doing, what you're thinking of doing, whether you went and how much you enjoyed it. Okay, hopefully I'll see you in part 2. Bye.